Hello there, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Once again, sitting down to play the classic MMO Final Fantasy XI, a game that I enjoyed for many, many years. And I'm back again after a 13 something year absence, maybe. We've had a lot of fun over the last week, getting back into the game, figuring things out all over again, seeing what's the same, seeing what's different. It's been quite a trip. Now, tonight, we're actually going to continue the final Rank 2 mission, which took my character from his hometown into other cities in the game. And last night we did a really long, really long hike there. Perilous, dangerous, but we made it. And so tonight we start the game in the city of Bastok, in the metalworks out in front of the consulate for my hometown of Sandoria. And that's where we're going to begin the game tonight. In fact, let's go ahead and get the game on the screen. There we are. Now, there's a couple things, too, that I've done here lately that I want to go ahead and mention. First of all, I was thinking about, some of the quality of life changes and some of the things that they've added to the game over the years. And I realized that one of them, one of the more important items that they give players now, players who purchased the Seekers Edition of the game, let me get this in the screen here, the Seekers Edition, receive two special items, the Chocobo shirt and the Destrier beret. And I have those items, of course, on my other character, because when I bought this Ultimate Seekers Edition back when it first came out, I applied those to my character, and I thought to myself, why didn't I get those on this guy? And the answer is because it is one item per character. You choose the character. So I went ahead and obtained another set of those because those are really, really essential items for a new player. I haven't picked them up yet, but I went ahead and plugged the codes into the account and enabled them for this character here. So once we're done with all of this, we'll go pick those up. And the next time we level a new job, we'll go fully equipped for that sort of thing. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and continue with this mission from last night. So again, I had made my way all the way to Bastok, or Bastuk, or however you want to say it. I always called it Bastok. I think the official name is Bastuk. But I made our way here last night, and we're about to enter the console, so we can continue along with this mission. Ah, you have a letter of introductions. Quickly, you must speak to the consul in the back. Ah, you're here on the mission, aren't you? We've been expecting you. It's good to see you made it here safely. Rialt, if you please. Yes, ma'am. First, let me tell you about Bastok's current state. Bastok has already lost several major assets to the Quadav. The Palborough mines were the greatest loss. Their recent plight is akin to ours in our fight against the orcs. Only in the time prior to the Great War did the power balance shift so. I've heard a rumor that they are rallying behind a new leader. Can you believe it? Beastmen being organized? This bodes ill, I tell you. What's worse, we are stuck here in this city of uncouth ruffians. Shantae, that is enough. Rialt, please continue. Your mission is to go to the Palborough mines, currently under Quadav control, and take a sample of the dwindling resource called mithril. To be precise, we need you to bring back an ons of mithril sand. Thanks to our agreement to mutual cooperation, Bastok is allowing us to send you into the mines Your true objective is to gather as much information as possible on Bastok's advanced technology. If it were up to us, we would want you to go into the mines right away. We are being told by the Bastok authorities that you must report to them first in order to receive authorization. I know you'd rather do without all the red tape, but bear with us and report to the Bastokian official named Pius. He can be found in the President's office. I must warn you that we thought the Humes were a reasonable people before we came here, but we found that is not always the case. Their talent at making profit is incomparable, but their sense of duty is somewhat lacking. In fact, even their officials can be troublesome. For the sake of your mission's success, try to be patient. Alright, so we have to go to the President's office. I believe that's right in here. This is the President's office. Don't go in unless you have official business. Conference room. Department of Industry. Oh, excuse me. Iron Eater. These doors lead to the President's office. Only those on special missions and high-ranking Bastokian adventurers may enter. Okay. Oh, there's Pius. So yeah, what she says, I cannot accept application for Bastokian citizenship while you're on a mission. You can swap your alliance in this game. Yes, what is it? Ah, you're the envoy from Sandoria. Go speak with a Galka named Grom. He was part of the expedition that tried to reclaim the Palbor mines from the Quadok once before. He should be in the Craftsman's Eatery in the Metalworks. Why are you still here? The Musketeers are usually charged with giving out missions, and frankly, I find this kind of work tedious. But since you are an envoy, you are under my jurisdiction. Still, I can't help but wonder what you Sandorians' true motives are. Then again, you're going willily into that Quadov-ridden place, so I can't complain, even if you do turn out to be a spy. Well, anyways, you want to speak to Grom in the Metalworks Eatery. Good luck to you. Oh, and when you're done with your investigation, report directly to your consulate. That is our protocol. I would be rather annoyed if you were to come back here. Alright, so we'll go talk to Grom. Excuse me. Right here. What do you want? Hey, you're not from Bastok, are you? What, you're Sandorian, and you listened to what a Bastokian official told you to do? I have no idea why that Hume sent you here or why your consulate sent you to him in the first place. You better listen good. A lot of us died trying to win power lines back from the Quadov. It might not matter to a foreigner like you, but they always send us Galka to do the dirty work. What gets me the most is they don't even think about it twice. Even if you haven't been here long, you must have seen how they treat us. Never mind, shouting at you won't change anything. You wanted to know about refining ore, right? It's easy. But you have to remember the steps. Get a chunk of mine gravel, put that into the upper part of the refiner, take the ons of mithril sand out of the lower part. You can either buy a chunk of mine gravel from someone Or you can get somebody using a pickaxe on a mithril seam inside Palborough. The refining machine is so big, its upper and lower sections are on different floors. Put a chunk of mine gravel into it on the third floor, and it'll produce an ounce of mithril sand on the second floor. I know it sounds simple, but it's not. You've got the quad op to deal with, and they're everywhere. Here, take these pickaxes. Good luck. You're going to need it. Lion. Hey, you're an adventurer, right, from another country? Sorry I couldn't help. Eavesdrop. I'm going to the Palborough mines, too. Don't worry, I won't get in your way. I don't think we're going after the same thing anyway, at least for now. But you should think that your mission is just a mine survey. You shouldn't think that your mission is just a mine survey. The beastmen seem to have found a new leader, and the Quadov are getting more powerful with each passing day. There could be another war. Oh, and that's one thing you should know. You know why the Quadov took the Palborough mines. Humes claim that the Quadov stole the mines from them, but in reality the mines are the Quadov's home. No, they're Holy Land. The Quadov would rather die than lose it. But the Humes and Bastok don't know, and they don't care to know. Well, it's time for me to go. Oh, and my name is Lion. I'm an adventurer like you. I'll be seeing you around. She becomes very important later on. So I've got 3 pickaxes, so that we can get the mine gravel. So this elevator just landed. Let's run over here and take this one. Now there's a few things I want to do here in Bastok before we head out to the mines. Namely, I'd like to go ahead and tag the rest of the home points. Oops. Wrong way. Let's see, where's the exit? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so we got all of the home points here in the market. Let's go ahead and head up to, well, yeah, let's go to Port Bastok. And we'll grab all of the home points from there. What is that? I don't recall ever seeing that before. So here we have a magic shop. But we don't have a whole lot of gold or a whole lot of gil right now. That's something we'll fix, I think, when this mission's over. I still have these old player instincts where I want to say, oh, well, I better grab that while I'm here because it would be a pain to get back to Bastok. But not really, not anymore. Not with the home points. So let's see. Home point 3. Okay. We're gonna go grab them. Like I said in the last video, This was my original character's hometown, so I'm very familiar.
Sent. Hello, how's Bastok treating ya? That map looks clean. Is that a window add-on?
Hey, how's it going? Bastok always treats me good. You say the map looks clean. I guess you mean this map here. So I think there is a window or add-on that will pop this map in, but it's actually just a DAT swap. I like the maps that are annotated. Like, I can easily see the home point crystals on this map, and I know that even on the official map, you can see it. For example, you can see the little crystal flashing right there. But I like the bigger crystal. It's just easier on the eyes for me. And like you said, it's clean, it's sharper, it's clearer. It's got a couple little extra little things that I don't think the original map had on it. And I can't remember. I think the field maps maybe have a few extra annotations on them. There were map...
Sent. Yeah, it's nice and
Yeah, nice and dark.
Sent. And
There were prior map dat swaps that I used to use that were similar, but these are by far the sharpest ones I've ever seen. I did the same with the in-game font and some of the icons. As you notice, the font's not as jagged as it used to be. But I actually think they added a newer font option to the game. But it's still not quite as sharp as this. There's other visual mods. I think somebody's gone and made high quality versions of mostly armor in the game, but I don't know. I think not every piece of gear has been modded, and I just don't want an incomplete, I don't want one piece of gear to look blurry and the other piece to look sharp, so I just left that alone. Plus, at a higher res, it looks pretty good. I think that armor doesn't look terrible. Alright, and here's this home point. I mentioned earlier the agreed, it looks good. Yeah, I think so too. I mentioned earlier the bonus items. I think I get them from this guy.
Sent. Agreed, it looks good.
Okay, so I've got my Chocobo shirt. And I've got my beret. Okay. So like I said, these were bonus items from the Ultimate Seekers Edition. And I went ahead and grabbed an extra copy of the codes for this character so that you'd be able to see what those items are like. So anything under level 30, it has a nice latent effect. Regen and refresh. Auto re-raise. That's absolutely insane to me. Increases skill gain, increases movement speed. So this is definitely worth wearing. The defense is not nearly as good as this defense, but it doesn't really matter, does it? And the shirt, under 31, accuracy plus 50, range to accuracy plus 50. That one I'm not quite as concerned with, but that hat is sweet. Alright, so we're going to travel back to the markets. So that we can go ahead and grab the Bastok Mines points. Maybe even get a few more pickaxes. Because I don't know how many attempts it might take to get this gravel. I don't remember. Now, where am I at? Where am I at? Okay, yep, going the right way. No, wait a minute. This is where we went last time, isn't it? Oh, I meant to warp down to number 4. Not bad. You know what? Let's just walk it. It's not that far. What's this guy giving away? I've never noticed that chest before. Yeah, we waited a day, didn't we? Let's see what kind of gift we get today. A copper Amen voucher? Yeah, it's not bad. He sometimes gives away old event gear.
The man said, "If you have any problems, please contact me via my website or directly. I'm going to sleep now. Good night."
You have a good night, Yu Chin. Thanks for watching. I'll watch your stream tomorrow if you play. Oops. What happened? Oh, I wanted to go to the mines. I went out the wrong door. Well, let's just walk it. There's a door to the mines over here. Good night, Yuchin. Anytime I hear this music, it gives me shivers, not in a good way. I spent so much time in this zone camping NM's Notorious Monsters. In fact, let's just see. I'm curious. Oh. The struggle of camping Leaping Lizzie, the notorious lizard monster. Hours wasted. Alright, Bastok Mines, last spot we need to collect. I think there is a survival guide here too. Yep, right there. Got it. There's a home point right over here, I think. Yep. There's one down in the alley here, I believe. Yeah, one around this corner too. And one down here in the ghetto. This is the ghetto of Bastok. Where's it at? Is it down on the ground level? I think it's down there. All right, that's all of them, right? That's it. Okay, so I've got 3 pickaxes. I would say I'll go pick some more up on the auction house, but I don't think that's a thing anymore. We'll go look. And even if it is, I doubt I have enough gil to afford it. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Let's just take a look. I'm curious. So once upon a time, these auction houses were restricted to each town. Every city had its own. And then at some point in time, they consolidated them. So every server now has its own. Let's see, what category would that be? Materials, maybe? I timed out. Well, you know what? I'm looking for pickaxes. That's right. I'm not looking for materials. I'm looking for pickaxes. Why in the world are these even? 2004. Crazy. Look at that. 2014, 39 million. That was somebody laundering money. 50 million for a Magic Mart flyer. These are still being sold. 10,000. Oh, there is mine gravel. Okay. Pickaxes. 100? That's not bad for a pickaxe. What's the mine gravel go for? 30,000? No, we'll try our hand on our own. So I bet you I know of a very expensive item. Let's see. Let's see. What was it called? It was a pair of eyeglasses that was only available. It wasn't these, but it looked like them. I think. Maybe this is them. I don't know. There was a pair of eyeglasses that was only available during a special campaign, and I think they were sellable. Maybe I'm wrong. I have it on my other character. Anyways. Okay, so Palborough Mines. Let's head that way. Alright, let me unload some of this gear that I don't need really quick. I think there's a merchant. In here, maybe? Sell that beetle mask. Alright. Oops, that's not the door. That's the door. And I think somebody told me that these guys will cast Signet on you. No, that's not true. Okay. Even, I was going to say, even if you're in another nation, but that is not the case. It wouldn't make sense for them to change that. Okay. So, where are we going? North Gustaberg. I believe the mines might be in this side of North Gustaberg. So we're going to take a little walk. Now here we have a player. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. I fat fingered that. Alright, so here's some quad up here. So like I said yesterday, these are like the orcs of Bastok. I sure hope I bought a map of Palboro Mines. Doesn't look like it. That's going to be bad. I'm so tempted to run back in and grab one. We'll see. If it gets hairy, I will use a book and warp back, because that'll be an option. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Yep, all the way to the north there. We're going to go north, past the river, and then up. I think there is a passage, yeah, straight through here. So again, I can't stress enough how incredible this beret is. But below level 30, if you're wearing this helmet, you have regen, refresh, and auto re-raise. That means if you die, auto raise. I remember when Seekers of Adoulin came out and this item was included with the Ultimate Seekers Edition. It was done so that new players who were just purchasing the game would be able to catch up to players who had been playing a long time. Because remember, with Adoulin, the level cap was now 99. And it took me almost a year to get level 75 for the first time. Because I don't have, I was raising a family and working full time, so I could maybe play 3 or 4 hours a night, maybe. And it just took forever. And this was still in a time where experience points came a lot slower than they come now. And so an item like this was a boon for someone who was actually starting the game brand new. Today, it's really not that big of a deal because what was it? I gained 20 levels in like 30 minutes, 35 minutes the other night. When I was leveling, what job was it? When I was leveling that red mage, I think. Yep, we're still on the right path. So something like that would have taken a considerable amount of time in the past. And as much as I hate to say this, a big part of what took so much time wasn't the actual combat. It was organizing groups just so that you could fight. Because in the old days, from like level 12 and up, everybody wanted to party in the Valcom Dunes. And a party is 6 characters. And you needed a full party to successfully level at a rapid pace, or what we thought was a rapid pace. And so maybe you had a couple friends in a link shell or something like that, but you couldn't fill all the roles. So you would stand and you would shout, we need a white mage. You know, party, do you need it? And you'd say something like 4 out of 6. And it was waiting, and then somebody would join, but then somebody else who'd been in the party for an hour, it was like, I can't wait anymore, I gotta go. And then they'd drop. And sometimes just getting the party assembled and together was a game in itself and a challenge in itself. That's why the trust system is so popular, because all of that is a thing of the past. Now there's still static parties and things like that for endgame content, is my understanding, but single player or single missions and all of that, you don't need to do that anymore. That's why the trusts are so popular. All right, so here's the deal. I don't believe I have a map for this mine, so we may tag this book just so I can warp back to town and then buy the map. Yeah, I have no map here. I'm gonna have to fix that. Oh, and I don't see a book either. Surely there's a book. No, I don't see one. I don't see a survival guide. Oh boy. We're going in blind, are we? Let me zone out. Was there really no book? I thought there was one in Gelshba. So that would stand to reason there'd be one here. Maybe I ran past it. Maybe it was out here. Oh man, okay. Yeah, that's gonna make this extra hard. Yeah, there's no book here. All right. If we have to, I'll pull up a map on the web. Let's just see what we can do. This is a pretty complex little dungeon here. Let me just go ahead and get the trusts up, because while these guys right now are pretty easy, I think there's some pretty tough customers further in. Let's see how much my memory serves me. All too weak. If I remember right, we don't have to go too far in here. I think just up one level and then back down. Because like this isn't in the dungeon looking part. I think what we're doing is here in the cave part. In the mine part, I should say. And so there's a mining point. So I'm trying to remember how to do this. I dig up a chunk of silver ore, but my pickaxe breaks. Great. Heck, if the axe keeps breaking, we may have to go back to town anyways. I feel like this might be the room. Also, and I could be wrong about this, but I don't remember those mining points glowing like that in the past. I think you just had to tab around and try to find one. So that might be something new, or my memory just could be wrong about that, which is totally possible. Yeah, I'm already lost. But it's okay, I can warp out. Alright, so this was the other side of that one rock, I believe. Other side of that one passage. Right now I'm just looking for more mining points. Everything's still too weak. So we're good. More mining points up here. No. Okay, who's fighting? Veteran Quadov. This guy. Okay. And if we're going to be doing this, let me eat some food so that I can get a skill up. Kicker. Okay. No mining points over here either. Where are we at? Okay. So this room's a dead end. So this is going to be a real challenge without a map, it looks like. Crazy. All right, here's a mining point. So the pickaxes don't always break, by the way. Oh. I spoke too soon. I'm down to one pickaxe. But my pickaxe broke, and that was a chunk of mithril ore. Alright, so we're going to have to go back because I now don't have the item that I need to farm the sand. And also, I really need a map to make this work. So lesson learned, right? Let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, this is going to warp me back to, I'm already wearing it. This will warp me back to Sandoria, more than likely, but we'll just, what am I doing? We will just take a home point back to Bastok. Sound of the warp. Okay. So I know where the map vendor is here. Let me run over to him real quick. Buy the maps we need. Oh. There we go. And I'm thinking ahead. I'm buying a map for where I think the next mission's going to be. I still have 1,000 gil left. Alright, so let's warp back to Bastok. Actually, no, no, no. Well, that's okay. Now, where can I go to buy a pickaxe in Bastok? So I'm going to look this up on the wiki. Pickaxe. I can buy them in several places. From Boyt's in Bastok Mines, H7. Boyt's Knickknacks. So that's actually down here. All right, let's sell some things. Let's see how much they are. I see no pickaxes here. Here we are. Pickaxe is 212 gil each. That's a little pricey, isn't it? We're gonna have to sell some stuff to make that happen. I don't want to sell the crystals, but we'll sell that doublet. And I've got some other gear that we don't need now that we've got the beret. So, the helm. Any helm, basically. And there's another way to make a lot of gil, but we're going to wait on that. Because some of the genuine experience I feel like is important. This is exactly what a new player would probably be doing. Alright, so I've got 2,800 gil. I can buy 13 of these things. I feel pretty confident that I'll get what I'm looking for. Republic Waystone. That's interesting. I don't know what that is. Now this time we're going to be a little smarter about things. In fact, I'm really tempted to rent a chocobo. Really tempted. I think that's an option because I've got these chocobo certificates that I'm supposed to be able to use even if I don't have a chocobo license yet. The Choco Pass. So let's move these in. What do we say? Did I put the other dial keys in here too? Yes, I did. Okay. Oops. Alright, so we've got our pickaxes, we've got our map. And we're going to see about taking a chocobo this time. So the cool thing about a chocobo is, number one, the movement speed is much faster. And number two, enemies will not attack you while you're on a chocobo, although that's not really going to be a concern for us right now. That's our chocobo breeding thing. It's been so long I don't remember who to talk to. I think maybe it's one of these. Be a high enough job level. Grade. Yeah, so the Choco Pass lets you skip the normal requirements. And you can borrow a chocobo for rent, even at a low level. And the game gives them out when you finish certain Record of Eminence objectives, I believe. So I've got 12. And let us be off. So later, there's a whole thing with chocobos that you can really get into if you choose to. Initially, at I think level 30, you could obtain your chocobo pass in the town of Juneau. I think there's a quest involved in it, and that would let you rent chocobos. That was just kind of what you had to do. You had to wait, and then at some point they added the passes for early players. But there's chocobo raising, chocobo breeding, so you can get an egg, incubate it, raise a baby chocobo, feed it certain things to influence what color it becomes, and then let's say you have a certain color chocobo, you get a certificate for that color. You find somebody else who's got a different color, you get their certificate, you trade them in, and then you breed a hybrid. It's a whole thing. And now they even have different mounts in the games that aren't chocobos. And the chocobo that you breed, you can take it to a race and race it. Like, there's all kinds of little mini games. And I only ever got into the breeding. I got the color that I wanted, which was a blue chocobo. I think I have a blue one with white tips on the feathers, or something like that. And I never really got into the racing. But the point of this video series is to explore as much of these obscure pieces of content as possible. So I'm going to try my hand at chocobo raising, chocobo racing. I would love to even try some of the cool PvP modes that are in the game, but I highly doubt those are being used by almost anybody. I could be wrong. Maybe on another server, perhaps. But even when I played this game back in its heyday, not a whole lot of people messed around with the multiple PvP options in the game. Garrison, Brenner, Ballista, all of those things. People just didn't bother with it. And it was one of those things I always wanted to participate in, but you could never find somebody willing to take the time to queue up for that. And I'm afraid it's going to be the same, kind of the same situation today. Although, who knows? They're trying to revitalize old content by putting, valuable currencies in that content today. Oh, I think there's a book here that I can go ahead and snag. Maybe I'm wrong. Is there a manual here? No, just the mall. And I don't want to mess with that right now. Oh, I'm sorry for yawning. I get up really early in the morning to go to work. I'm not one of these content creators that does this for a living. Not by any stretch. Alright, we're almost there. The Chocobo really sped that up. Alright, now we'll have success this time. Okay. Let's take a look at this beautiful map. Much prettier. Right, elevator to the third floor, so we can see where we have to go now. Let's go. I don't know if we actually want to go to the elevator or not. I think we just need to go up to level A, maybe. On the map, what's marked A, I think. Let's get these trusts up. Still looking for mining points while we're making the trek. I want to go down here just to see if there's a mining point down here. No. What do we have here? We have an NM Quadov. I think we can take him. Let's try it. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. This guy's as good as dead. No drop. Okay, let's take a look at this map. All right, so we're having more success with the pickaxe this time. I think there is like a skill level to that that's kind of hidden from the player, if I remember right. And I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But I think the more you mine and do things like that, the higher your chance of success goes up. That's an activity that I never really got in, mining and logging and all of that. But my understanding is it works something like that. So is this the spot where we collect up here? or the spot where we put it in? Or neither? I think this is where we put it in. Yeah. All right, so this is the spot I don't want to go into right now. So we just want to keep kind of going around so we can collect the gravel. Once we have the gravel, we'll put it in that lid. Then we go back down and collect it. And here's where we can start to expect a little opposition. That went well. Looking for a mining point. Let's keep going this way. Looks like a lot of potential points down here. Yeah. Geomagnetic fount. I wonder if that's for the Geomancer quest. I mean, there's no points around here. Are you serious? A mithril seam. Oh, this is actually where the okay. So it wasn't a regular mining point. I remember the quest dialogue said it was a mithril seam. So I bet that is the spot. This is the spot right here. Chunk of mine gravel. Awesome. All right, so we got what we needed there. Mine gravel right there. All right, let's go ahead and trade this item here. Pull the lever. All right, so now we have to go down to the bottom. Whoa, I fell right down. Walk around the other way. Pull the lever. And that's it. That's my item. That's what I needed for the quest. Where are we now? So we're down at the bottom here. But I think we're going to warp out. And we're going to turn that in. And we are immediately going to warp right back to Bastok to the consulate and turn in this quest. I do not have enough gil. Oh wow, I need 500 gil to teleport. And I do not have enough. Okay, let's sell some. We'll sell something. We can get enough for 500. Surely. Okay. Ah, you brought the Ons of Mithril Sand. Good work. I will have Rialt make a brief about the information we able to assemble on the Bastokan technology. Rialt, if you please. Okay, when will we be allowed to go back to Sandoria, I wonder? I've had it up to here with these crass fumes and salvage Galca. I want out. I know what you mean. Even their architectural techniques are crude. It's a wonder these buildings are still standing. Might I remind you that this crude and savage nation is rivaling Sandoria for power on this continent? Sandoria can ill afford to sit back on its past glories. Our complacence and arrogance will be our downfall. Wasn't it that kind of talk that got you sent here in the first place? Regardless of the fact that you are of noble blood? Yes, you should be careful, as my grandfather used to say. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Oh, you should talk, Shantaine. Rialt, isn't it about time that you were done? All done, yes, ma'am. This concludes the Bastok part of the mission. You are going to Windurst next, aren't you? Do as you've done here. Head to the consulate, and they will take care of you. Glory be to Sandoria. Alright, so I am done with the Bastok part. So next up, I go to the Federation of Windurst, to the consulate there. Now, getting to Windurst is a little bit different. Yes, I can technically get there by foot. I can go to Juneau, and then from Juneau, head into Windurst. But it's a little more complicated than that. Plus, I really don't want to visit Juneau just yet. I'm saving that for a later mission. So instead, Oh, it's still 500 gil to do that too, huh? Okay. My warp ring is not cooled down yet. I still have another 5 minutes. That's fine, because what I was going to say is there's another way to get to Windurst that involves taking a ship. But there's actually a few things that I want to do. And I also don't think we're going to do that part of the mission on the stream tonight. It's getting a little late, and I have a couple other things that I need to do. But I do want to take care of some housekeeping. We'll do the Windurst missions this weekend, probably on Sunday, because I don't think I'm going to stream this game tomorrow. So one of the things I said I wanted to do was earn a little money. And there's a really cool way to do that. So right now I've got 16,000 sparks. And there's an item here that they sell. I'm trying to remember where it is. I thought it was in here, but maybe not. Yes, this right here. The Archeron shield. This item sells. It cost me 2,700 sparks, of which I have 16,000. And this item sells to NPCs for an insane amount of money. So I'm going to buy maybe just one more of these. So I don't want to burn all my sparks right now. And we're going to go here and NPC this shield. For 26,000 gil each. And just like that, I now have 79,000 gil. So now I can afford to warp just about anywhere I want to warp to. But I want to go to the scribe while I'm here and see if they have any spells that I could not get in Sandoria. So you can buy so many of those shields like a week or something like that, and then turn around and do that trick. You can easily get over 1,000,000 gil just by buying and selling those shields. The reason I pick those shields is because those sell for the most for the amount that it costs you to obtain them. The amount of profit it's the best one that I've found. Firaga is White Mage, level 16. Red Mage, I want to get that for Red Mage. Red Mage 14. Some of these spells for jobs that I've been leveling. Okay. And I don't think I can use them unless I'm on the job. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. But that's okay. I wanted to obtain them while I was here. Still have 14 seconds on this warp ring. All right, let's warp back home. So this was the Bastok part of the Journey Abroad rank mission. Next up, we are going to, when I stream next time, we're going to go to Windurst, and we're going to see what that city-state is all about. So for now, this is where I'm going to go ahead and sign off tonight. Thanks so much for hanging. Thanks so much for chatting me up, hanging out, getting a taste of this new city-state. If you're new to Final Fantasy XI, you can already see the complexity, the vast, sheer amount of content in the game. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I have barely scratched the surface with this playthrough. So there is way, way more to come. And I'm having a blast with this. I've already gone ahead and resubbed to the game. I think the free login is over, so I've gone ahead and paid, and I'm in it for the long haul. I've invested money for this Destro Beret and this Chocobo shirt, so I'm going to be doing this for quite a while. It's been a blast to come back to Vana'diel after all this time, and I found that I'm really enjoying myself. So I'm going to keep at this for some time. Anyways, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in a day or two. Until then, everybody have a great weekend.